Brilliant awareness, vast as infinite space, is our true nature. If we're looking for an identity, that's it. If we want to make something of ourselves, that's it. The something that is awareness only. And that awareness has never been confined in any way, even though we may have taken ourselves to be someone who is confined within the skin line of a body. Always and forever, our awareness is infinitely and forever blended and mingled as the vast expanse of infinite space. Pure space that is entirely aware, naturally present, and completely responsive. To understand the reality of our own awareness, we must understand that awareness is entirely non-dual and beneficial in nature. If we just look at one aspect of awareness, its non-duality or its emanation of benefit, then we only see part of it. If we only look at an extreme of awareness, we only see one point of view within the vast expanse of awareness. So if we say awareness is this, it's nothingness, or no thought, or no self, or no concepts, or bliss, or clarity, or impartiality, or neutrality, or fatalism, or what if we make it into something, then we just have another point of view about what awareness is. But when we relax deeply, just relax deeply as the experience, the direct experience of our own awareness that can never be interrupted by anything, we realize more and more that all of these points of view that occur within the pure view of awareness, they're just the dynamic energy of awareness and nothing else. Awareness isn't purer than the points of view, as they are inseparable. So you see, if we say one thing is purer than another, in other words, that points of view or phenomenon are impure and awareness is pure, then no longer do we have a non-dual, single, blissful expanse that is our true nature. We have two. We have the pure and the impure. The wholly positive basic space of awareness includes everything. So, although it is beyond cause and effect, it includes cause and effect. Absolutely nothing is excluded. So when it comes down to the direct experience of this as our own awareness, it's very important to just rest naturally and realize that the essence of awareness is the only source, origin, or nature of every point of view. And what a point of view is just anything at all that can be thought, an emotion, a sensation, a circumstance, a person, a thing. All of these are points of view. But if we simplify everything that might be called illusion, maya, samsara, and we just call it points of view, that makes it a lot easier. Then we can see, oh yes, I am all-inclusive awakened awareness. The I take myself to be is synonymous, really, with the vast expanse of awareness. And within that awareness, included, contained, and subsumed are all points of view. They're the dynamic energy of awareness, inseparable from awareness, like the color blue is inseparable from the sky. And just as the color blue is inseparable from the sky, all the points of view, no matter what they are inseparable from awareness. They're the dynamic energy of awareness and nothing else. So all points of view of the magnificent display, the magical expression of brilliant awareness, are like a mirage. They're like a line drawn in water. A mirage, all of its elements, no matter what they are, no matter how much we tried to make something out of them, we never could. No matter how desperately we wanted a drink of water from a mirage of an oasis in the desert, and no matter how much we believed that water was there, we'd never get a drink of water in the mirage, because all of the elements of the mirage are aware basic space, and just like all points of view, all of the dynamic energy of awareness, all of it is aware basic space and nothing else. It has a vivid appearance, absolutely. We can't deny that. Look at all this. Look at all this. It's incredible. But to say that awareness is only empty, or that it only is aware basic space, is not to include all of its expressions or aspects. If we just say that awareness is aware basic space, that everything is empty, then we've adopted an extreme, and it's important not to do that. Because when we rest naturally as awareness and we realize that all of our own points of view that have seemed to be inward, as well as those that have seemed to be outward, that they're just all awareness and nothing else, and we relax deeply as that awareness, totally freely in the immediacy of every single point of view. As we relax, we feel an incredible warmth of bliss, love, wisdom, and compassion that naturally arises. So these things are the sign, evidence, and demonstration that we're waking up. You know, we're recognizing our birthright. We're recognizing the reality of what we are. And all of this from uncontrived rest. So this isn't wisdom and compassion that's developed or organized or learned or cultivated. It's that which is naturally occurring. Always and forever naturally present. Never needing to be attained or achieved. So it's very important to understand awareness and its three natural expressions. One of its natural expressions, and these three are inseparable, one of its natural expressions is basic space or emptiness. Awareness, vast as the infinite sky, is entirely empty. It's a basic space in which everything occurs. And it's not just empty, it's naturally present. None of us can deny that it's naturally present. So this is another of its expressions. Aware basic space that is naturally present. And that natural presence is responsive. So aware basic space that is naturally present as this vivid appearance and is entirely responsive. And what is the responsiveness of aware basic space? It's compassion and wisdom, love and warmth. And everything, absolutely everything, is included in that. So when we look into the true nature of any point of view, and that would be any word in the dictionary basically, what we can see about that is, yes, it does have the vivid appearance of whatever its dictionary definition may be, but to that we can add the ultimate meaning of each of those words, and that is that each of those words, no matter what they are, it has no independent origin. It has no independent origin other than aware basic space that is naturally present and entirely responsive. This responsiveness that is compassionate, you may be thinking, well, if it's compassionate, why are there all of these horrible things going on in the world? The compassionate nature of self-knowing awareness, which is what each of us as a human being is that there is a choice for each human being to recognize awareness or not. That's the compassion of aware basic space. Each of us have a choice to live our life any way we want to. And if we decide to live our lives only focused on the dictionary definitions of the vivid appearance, then all of our life is based on point of view, and we experience ourselves as an ordinary body, speech, and mind that's all wrapped up in points of view, including the point of view of a personal identity. So you see, in a aware basic space that is naturally present, there only is the dynamic energy of points of view, and all these points of view are equal in being mirage-like. All of the points of view are equal in being mirage-like, and they're all entirely even. So there aren't some good points of view and bad points of view and neutral points of view. They're all the dynamic energy of awareness, non-dual, beneficial in nature, all-inclusive, and nothing else. So this is also very important to know, because when it comes down to each of us, we have all kinds of points of view that are arising all the time within the basic space of our awareness. The point of view of a personal identity is just one of those. We rarely have this point of view. Rarely do we think, wow, I'm a personal identity. Look, I really am somebody. I'm so-and-so. I'm Candice. Or I'm Jerome, or I'm Kathy, or I am whoever I am. Very seldom do we have that point of view. Just as, all the points of view, they're countless, ceaseless, and unpredictable. So you see, if our starting point in realizing who we are is that there's some kind of a fixed personal identity that's somehow part of awareness but separate from it, and that personal identity is a something called an ego or a psychology or an intellect or whatever it is, if we say there is this fixed personal identity that needs to be cured somehow or purified, then it's likely we'll spend all of our lives seeking. It's very likely we'll spend all of our lives seeking. When we rest naturally in a totally uncontrived way, in that rest that is the essence of every single perception, so all that means is any point of view arises, no matter what it is, there is uncontrived natural rest. This could also be called complete meditative stability as the essence of every perception. And when there is that complete uncontrived rest as the essence of every perception, then there is vivid wakefulness that outshines all points of view. Then suddenly, rather than awareness being over here and points of view being over here, they're entirely inseparable. In that vivid wakefulness that is the true reality of what we are, we suddenly see that the next point of view arises, abides, and vanishes naturally, in, of, as, and through that awareness. And that no matter what the point of view is, and no matter what we've labeled it to be, exalted and sublime or mundane and pedestrian, that it's all awareness and nothing else. All awareness and nothing else. And based upon this realization, this evidence in ourselves of the direct experience of our own awareness, we feel this incredible warmth of love, bliss, and compassion that arises. This is naturally so. It's naturally occurring. It's naturally occurring in that as we rest, as the freedom of immediate perception, where we're entirely free as the vivid wakefulness that is the splendor of awareness in each perception, we give ourselves the benefit of feeling that warmth of compassion that is inseparable from awareness. And when we feel that compassion for ourselves, perhaps we have a negative point of view, something we've always thought we needed to change about ourselves. We all have these. In all of our lives, we've tried to change that thing. And we all have several of these, usually. We've done all kinds of things. We've read self-help books. We've done sadhana. We've done this, that, and the other thing. No matter what we do, that point of view, whatever it is, it still appears. We think we have it handled, we have the clamps on it, and all of a sudden there it is again. There's the point of view again. Well, point of view is totally unpredictable. The dynamic energy of awareness, it simply is. It's the magnificent display of awareness. So as the point of view arises that we've always been trying to do something about, we've been looking for antidotes for it, whatever they are. Maybe we've looked at work or money or food or sex or romance, relationships, whatever it is, extreme sports activities, risk-taking, crime, who knows, whatever it might be. We've been looking at some kind of antidote to somehow kind of resolve some kind of point of view we have, this kind of underlying anxiety that's with us all the time. And no matter what we try, it just won't go away. It just absolutely won't go away. Because what is occurring is we're applying one antidote to another. And then sometimes when it comes to spiritual practice, we've tried all those other points of view, they don't work. So we think, aha, I found it. Spiritual practice. That's going to fix my points of view. We'll get into some heavy-duty sadhana, and that's really going to fix my points of view. So then we try that. We try the sadhana. And we may feel much better, much better. We develop discipline. We develop at least the discipline of being familiar with what's going on with ourselves. So this is very good. This is very good. But with any kind of efforting, the cure can become the disease. Do you understand what I'm saying? The cure can become the disease. So the cure can become another point of view. If we're engaged in all kinds of efforting, no matter what it is, and we're not resting naturally as the freedom that is the immediacy of every single perception while we're engaged in all our sadhana, it doesn't really matter what we're doing. Everything is sadhana, by the way. Every single perception is a sadhana. So unless we're resting naturally as that blazing splendor that is the awareness that is inseparable from every point of view, inseparable from every perception, then we can never really completely taste that freedom that we are. And once we taste that, that's wonderful. But then, we also are that which we're gulping ourselves into ourselves. Do you see what I'm saying? There's nothing other than our true nature, our very own awareness. So there's really, the more that we realize this direct experience of awareness, the more we realize that there's no one experiencing that awareness. That this I that we've taken ourselves to be, it just gently loosens its grip. It loosens its grip. And we don't have to do anything about it. So we don't have to smash or annihilate an ego or an I or a personal identity or twist it into a certain shape or anything else. All we do is rest naturally in a totally uncontrived way. And as we do so, the tremendous force of what we are arises naturally, and everything comes into affinity and accord.